Kia orana, tūro ki te PMN Tonga no te ara. Hau e ki pia moe kakai whanua, tūro me taki maata no te mātakitaki mai. You are listening to Radio 531 PI, the station that brings Pacific people together. And right now we're going to bring one of our neighbours from the Pacific region as we commemorate. Koe weekend ni whoki o whakailonga i ai ngau ki koe ni ai te reo Māori Kūki Āirani o Cook Islands language here in Aotearoa. And a big kia ora ana to Tauraki Rongo, PMN Cook Islands producer and host. Kia ora ana pea koe.
Kia ora ana koe John, ko roko malo, me taki uau.
Me taki.
E ane koto?
Me taki. Welcome back to PMN Tonga Tauraki. I know this is a very busy time for you, and you're very much involved in so many programs for the week. Tell us, what have you been up to this week? What are some of the events to look out for our Cook Islands community, but of course the Cook Island Tongan community. You know, we are marrying your beautiful people, so we are. The ana is growing, the family's growing.
That's right. Anyway, yeah, a lot of events happening. So I've decided to sort of follow what's happening in the South Island for now. Jumped into to Dunedin yesterday, and the preparation and involvement. It's been awesome, and just been to a couple of workplaces, the Dunedin Hospital, where they're celebrating Cook Islands Language Week. Spoke to a couple of people, and then I jumped into another organization looking after youth. They also celebrating Cook Islands Language Week, but they also celebrate the other Pacific Island language. So on the workplace, I'm really happy to see how it's gone. It's not just programs organized by people leading the project, but also organized by the communities and workplaces themselves.
Fantastic. Well, let's talk about the theme for this year, which is Atui tui au ki te au peu o tōku kāinga ipukarea, which translates to English as connect me to the traditions and culture of my homeland. Now, this is a continuation from last year's theme, Tauraki.
Yes, the last, I think, no, it's been the last 3 or 4 years. We've had the sort of the same theme, but we've built on it, yeah. So it's not just something that happened randomly picked out of the air, and then we just wanted to be more intentional in learning the language, in celebrating the language. So for this year, we come to realize that a lot of our Cook Islands people, the old people living here, are from the outer islands, and teaching the language over the years has been focused on teaching the Rarotonga dialect, especially aside from Puka Puka, it's been focused on teaching the Rarotonga dialect. Even if you're from the outer islands, you go to school, you get taught the Rarotonga dialect. It's sort of believe it sort of makes the old people at home become redundant when it comes to the language. So this is really why we wanted them to include them in. But it's not only the language, it's also the culture. We wanted them to share their culture and their traditions on the respective islands. Yes.
And speaking of the respective islands, maybe not many people may be aware, but there are the different dialects in the Cook Islands. I know that people use kia orana as the main one that people are aware of, but could you give us an example of some of the other greetings from the neighbouring islands? We have Atiu, Palmerston, Aitutaki, Mangaya, Penryn. Give us an idea, if you can, Tauraki, with it shows the uniqueness and the beautiful cultures and languages from the outer islands.
Yes, well, kia orana is the mainly the Rarotonga and the Southern group greetings, and then you have Puka Puka, they say kia ora, The Manikians, they say tēnā koe, tēnā koto, like the Māori.
Ai. Mm.
And yeah, so it's along that line. But there are other words like no in Rarotonga is kari, and then in the three islands Hatiu, Mitiaura, and Moke is aita,
Aita, wow.
and then and the Achitaki is kaore, and in Mangai and e. So these are the
Very different, eh?
these are just some of the yeah.
Oh, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. And also, I know that you've already kicked off the Epetoma o te reo Māori Kūki Āirani on your program on Monday here on Radio 531 PI. But what are the other ways do you hope people will hold on to the reo Māori Kūki Āirani? There's the radio, there's the churches, which is another beautiful place. But any other recommendations for Cook Islanders who are listening and those who are, connected to the Cook Islands? Tell us what ways do you hope people will hold on to the language?
Well, the other thing that we are hoping to do is we wanted to encourage and strengthen our community groups because this is where the language is spoken back in the days. And that's why I always go back to Mr. Craig Cartwright, the Toamo, the White Rooster. He's Papa'a, but he knows how to speak the Aitutaki language.
Wow.
And that's only because he hangs around the Aitutaki community in Tokoroa. And if we need to strengthen these community groups, so the old people can come and talk there, and a place for the youth to listen to the conversation. But that's just only part of it. They also need to do activities that will draw the youth. It's harder now because now our community groups have broken up, and on top of that, then we also need the governments at home to do their part. If our children are speaking English at home, and I keep saying that we need to do a survey like how we have in New Zealand. We found out there's only 9% of our children speak the language. I mean, not children, people. We really need to know what this figure is at in Rarotonga. And there's nothing.
No, that's
Yeah.
That's a great point you've raised there, and I think we should do the same in Tonga as well, because with English being a dominant language as well, it's something that we also need to monitor as well, that we are doing our bit back home as well to make sure that the language is still strong.
Yeah, I mean, you see, right now we can come to New Zealand because we can as a realm country. So we are short on labor in the cooks. So we bring in foreigners to work so there's more need to speak English to communicate with all these people coming in. So that's why I said government needs to come to the fore and help with this.
Well, me taki ata Waiwolo, and me taki Atupaka for joining us on our porokaramu here on PMN Tonga. We do hope you have a safe journey. I know you're outside of Tāmaki Makaurau, and safe travels, and may you return home safely. Ofalahi atu kia koe. Malo apito Tauraki.